Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 20 Liverpool career mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for the love and support on the channel. And as always, guys, at the start of today's episode, we're going to look at the games that lie ahead. We've got Bournemouth away from home in the Premier League up first. We then face off against Napoli for our final game in the group stage in the Champions League. And then we face off against Watford at home. Now, at the end of the last episode, I said I'd be playing Bournemouth, simulating Napoli, and of course then playing Watford. I am still going to stick with that for the simple reason as regardless whether we win, draw or lose to Napoli, we will be getting through to the knockout stages of the Champions League and we will also finish top of our group. No other team can catch us now, so what an absolutely tremendous start to the UEFA Champions League it has been for us. And with us then doing that, it means we can focus more on the Premier League and playing Bournemouth away from home up first and then Watford at Anfield for the last game in today's episode, which I'm very excited for because the Premier League did take a massive turn in the last episode. We currently sit 6 points ahead of second position Chelsea, but we've played one less game than them. So if we beat Bournemouth, we potentially push the gap to 9 points clear after just 15 games. Just coming up to halfway through the season and we're already potentially going to have a 9-point gap. That is great news for us because I think if we can go into the month of January and be more than 12 points clear, that's what I've always said. There's all the rules of if you're top at Christmas, you'll win the league. Well, Liverpool have been top at Christmas twice in real life and unfortunately not won the league. So what I say is when you get into the month of January 1st, if you're more than 12 points clear of the second position team, then you should go on to win the Premier League. So fingers crossed we can do that in today's episode. We can keep pushing that gap, keep growing it, and potentially pull away from second position Chelsea. But something a little bit different that I'm going to do at the start of today's episode, guys. We usually read comments from the previous episode, and the comments have been lovely. So much support and comments from you guys saying, Brad, keep up the good work. Look at the series that MassiveBrad has given us. You're absolutely smashing it, Brad. Keep going. The channel will keep growing. Thank you so much for all the lovely comments. But what I wanted to do this time around is yesterday, EA put out a forum with the latest patch. And the latest patch means the latest update to the game. This morning, the update has now come over to console. It was originally only on PC. It's now on PlayStation and Xbox. If you guys haven't seen the pitch notes or the changes and updates they've done, this is exactly what we're going to go through. Now, there was over 70 bullet points on this forum of changes. First of all, EA, that's very disappointing. A brand new game and there's more than 70 changes needed and the game's only been out 3 weeks. That is absolutely shocking. But the ones we want to focus on are career mode. So I'm going to quickly go through these guys, just reading them out nice and quick, going into a little bit of detail if needs be, and then we're going to get on with the Bournemouth game. The reason I'm just going through these career mode changes is because a lot has changed and supposedly ultimate difficulty is really difficult now. So we'll certainly know whether it's difficult when we play Bournemouth and Watford up next. But up first, made the following changes. So these are features that are already in the game but have had slight changes. Added goal difference to the standing screen. So the goal difference wasn't shown. So if we now go, it should be here. Let's have a little look. There you go, guys. So we used to have goals for and we used to have goals against. We never had the goal difference. So now instead of me taking my goals for of 38 and my goals against of 9 and taking 9 away from 38, which gives us 29, there's now a column that just shows it. Now, some people might be thinking, Brad, how did they change that? It was never a feature. It's always been a feature in FIFA. They just turned it off. Why EA turned it off? I have no idea. It's a great feature. Leave it in the game. But regardless, we now have the goal difference column, which I am very happy about. They've also adjusted the default goal updates audio selection in some situations. I've had this once where I've scored a goal, and I think it was with Gino Wijnaldum. It was their kickoff, and as they kicked the ball, the commentator said, "Oh, what a beautiful goal that was." And I was like, sorry, we've just kicked off. There was a delay in the audio for the updates of goals. So they've changed it now and obviously put a delay on it. Regardless, it did need fixing. They've addressed the following issues. This is a massive one up first. Sometimes, I found majority of the time there was always a dodgy player in the team. Opposing AI, so the computer, controlled teams we're fielding weaker lineups in inappropriate situations. So Arsenal, the team when we played against Arsenal against Liverpool, Arsenal will be playing the best lineup they possibly could. They didn't. They were playing youngsters in there. So supposedly, EA have now fixed it where if we play Manchester United or we play Bournemouth, they'll be putting out the strongest lineup we possibly can, especially in the bigger teams. The bigger teams were really struggling with this. The situation where the UEFA Champions League and the UEFA Europa League wouldn't take place during the season. Unfortunately, this was a glitch where if anyone outside the top 5 leagues, Premier League, Italian League, Spanish League, French League and German League, if any other team, especially from rest of the world it's called, right, if they won the Europa or the Champions League, it'd screw the game up. Now, unfortunately, guys, to follow on from this fix will only impact new saves. It will not impact on existing save files. So this is an existing save file. So unless I started a brand new Liverpool career mode, unfortunately I'm still going to have this problem. So I've got to hope that we win the Champions League, or a known team, a big team wins the Champions League and the Europa. Unfortunately, if they don't and a rest of the world team wins it, or a team from China, sorry, not China, a team that shouldn't be in there. So people have been sending pictures of like a Chinese team in there, and unfortunately, if a team like that wins it, it screws it up for the next season because it can't work out what teams should be in there and what teams shouldn't. Managers were sometimes getting fired despite having very good records. Well, fingers crossed we were lucky and didn't get fired. We shouldn't now moving forwards. But I did see a lot of glitches where if you signed someone and they wanted the release clause and you let them have it, the board would sack you because they didn't want you to do that. Stupid. Various fixes to the questions being asked in the press conferences. So there was obviously some questions that made no sense. Some questions that, well, were just plain sight stupid. We seen in the last episode the text from Lovren. It didn't make sense. So that's been fixed. Well, so EA say. I won't take their word for it until I see it. The Carabao Cup was incorrectly going into extra time in the semi-finals instead of directly to penalty kicks. Well, we're in the semi-finals, so luckily enough we didn't get that far, and we're not going to have to go to extra time. We'll go straight to penalty kicks. The indicator that shows which team is controlled by the player was missing from some screens, so the arrow above the player, I've never had that problem. Corrected some issues in which the teams were qualifying for various stages of the UEFA Champions League and Europa League. Yeah, that goes back to my other point. There was teams that shouldn't have been getting in there, and they were. Transfers that included both a transfer fee and a peer exchange do not reflect the player's exchange in associated transfer news. So on the news headlines over here, if we were to swap Mane for Cristiano Ronaldo and 20 million, it'd just say Liverpool signed Cristiano Ronaldo 20 million. But it's like, hold on, we swapped Mane as well, but there was no talk of Mane in there, so that's good. There was no email notification on receive and sell on clause revenue, although the revenue is still being added to the squad or to the bank. Yeah, we've never had a sell-on clause revenue come in anyway, so that didn't matter for us. The transaction screen was not properly reflecting the amount that was paid out for a sell-on fee. Again, something to do with a news article. That doesn't matter too much. Shortcut to the inbox was not correctly displaying on press conference days. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can now press the Y button and it takes you to the inbox. That never used to be a feature. I'm not sure what it is on Xbox. Let me just think. I think it's triangle, the top one. You click it and it'll take you straight over to the inbox. We've needed that feature back. Again, another feature that EA turned off. It's like they've got good features, but they seem to want to turn them off or take them out. It's stupid, really. Recently signed youth players will request them playtime too often. Well, we haven't signed any of them. Various issues related to news articles. Yeah, there's been a few problems with news articles. And then various text issues impacting only League One. So that didn't matter anyway because we were in the Premier League. But something a little bit different there, guys. I thought we would touch up and I'd talk through the career mode changes that have now come to Xbox, PlayStation and PC. But now it's all about this game against Bournemouth. Now, we've had to change up the team. We haven't even changed up the team. Bear with me 1 second. So I've now just changed up the team. Completely forgot. I thought I'd changed up the team. What I tend to do is at the end of the episode, after I stop recording, I get the team ready for the next episode. I must have forgot with that one. But regardless, a little bit different to start today's episode, guys. Obviously, we've just gone through some of the changes coming to career mode. There was a massive list for Volta, for Ultimate Team, for gameplay. It was absolutely crazy. But supposedly, Ultimate difficulty has been made a lot, and I mean a lot, more difficult. But we are travelling to take on a Bournemouth. We've had to change up the team quite a bit. You can see 4 players in Robertson, Van Dijk, Henderson and Alisson are not fully fit. I want to keep them in there because I feel like Bournemouth are going to be a very difficult team. It doesn't matter about the lineup we put out against Napoli because whether we win, draw or lose, we are getting through to the knockout stage of the Champions League, so I can put out young and players that don't get necessarily played too often into that team. If we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. If we draw, well, we draw. Regardless, we're going through. And then we can hopefully have the usual starting 11, this starting 11, back fully fit for the game against Watford. But we are going with Ryan Kent out on the left wing, Bobby Firmino at striker, Salah out on the right wing, Gino Wijnaldum linking up with Naby Keita in the central midfield, Jordan Henderson a little deeper in the central defensive midfield, and then Robertson, Van Dijk, Matip and Trent at the back with Alisson between the sticks. Let's get into this game against Bournemouth, hopefully kick off today's episode with a win, and then hopefully that'll reflect for the rest of the game in today's episode. Come on lads, now I just want to let you guys know that just before this video I've just recorded a video regarding the 24-hour live stream. Now this should be coming out on Monday the 21st of October. If it does, which it should do, there should have been a video out on Friday the 18th regarding the 24-hour live stream. We've now set up the Macmillan page for you guys to go and donate. So if you'd like to go and donate, I'll leave it down below in the description and the comment section. You guys can go and donate before the stream, while we stream it. It doesn't matter if you could donate before the stream. That'd be absolutely unbelievable. But that was set up. If you haven't watched that video, definitely go and give it a watch because it will be streaming on the 8th of November for 24 hours right the way through till the 9th of December. And it'll certainly be a good stream. Be playing with you guys, been playing FIFA, Call of Duty. We'll be playing all sorts. But as Cedric Suarez gets us kicked off in his first half period, let's get it underway.
Come off the top of his head, that one.
That is a big mistake. That is a big mistake. Let's go, Alisson. Big save. That was a big mistake. I can't believe I just done that. It certainly feels a lot harder, that's for sure. Referee's going to pull that back. No, we're going to play on here. Let's go. Ball into the middle. We've dealt with that nicely. Robertson's laid it straight off now. Into the path of King. I'm not sure why Alisson didn't get the ball there. It feels more harder ultimate, that's for sure. Ball in there to Joshua King who gets a shot off. Alisson should have gathered that one up. I don't know why. Trent's not getting back and Robertson's not getting back quick enough onto that line. Trent should be moving across to the near post to deflect that. He doesn't. Joshua King gives Bournemouth the lead. Not the start we wanted. Go to Mo. Back to Trent. Trent going to whip a ball in now for Ryan Kent in the middle. Who's going to get to it? Genie's going to follow up. Boom! Again, it didn't look like the commentator was talking about the goal whatsoever there. He was talking about something else as we scored. So consider I just said that's changed. It doesn't seem to be. Commentator didn't mention the goal at all. But great ball in. Ryan Kent gets to it, flicks it on. And Gino Wijnaldum towards the back post. Jumps like a salmon out of water to head home. And look enough, we put it back to level terms 5 minutes before half time. Henderson. Oh, I'm going to lose it to Billing and go down there. Hendo, you've got to be careful, son. Let's get a foot in there now. Naby Keita's going to take it off him. Like she's done Naby. Into Henderson. Genie. Henderson. Oh, Henderson's passing is absolutely shocking. But regardless, the referee's going to blow for half time there. We had another chance of getting in behind if we could have put that ball through to Mo Salah. It doesn't happen. I'm just glad we managed to get it back to 1-1 because I certainly have to say Bournemouth coming forwards are looking dangerous right now. At the back, they're not defending too well. But going forwards, they are looking very dangerous. And it does seem to be a lot more difficult from what I'm feeling at the moment. We'll see what the end result is. But regardless, we're drawing with Bournemouth here 1-1 as we get Bobby Firmino kicking us off in this second half period. To Trent, who's got it in the middle. Is Henderson. Ryan Kent playing it through now to Naby Keita, who's going to hit this first time. Big save there from Ramsdale. Big save. Nicely done. Let's go, Trent. Push on from that. Push on. Harry Wilson. Salah's going to pick that one up now. Through to Bobby Firmino. Who's going to cut it back inside now to Ryan Kent. Why did he go with his left foot? Oh, another great chance there and we screw it up. Play it to Matip. Matip potentially are going to ping one right over there to Ryan Kent. What a ball from Joel Matip as Ryan Kent now comes forward at these Bournemouth defenders. Little ball in, looking for Jordan Henderson. It's cleared away. Up now to Bobby Firmino, who's going to try and turn Francis. It's not going to happen. Uh-oh, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. It's 2-1.
finishing just within
Suarez.
and for the under.
Right, well, as a bit of a tactical genius here, what I'm going to do now is I'm switching Divock to the middle. Because I feel like if we have any chance, it's getting Divock through the middle to score realistically. Bobby Firmino, he's not doing great right now, that's for sure. Win it, Matip. Win it, son. Nicely done. Oh, it's headed straight into the path of Bournemouth. That's the problem. We're not going to get a chance here. I think we're potentially going to lose this game. And we may lose it 3-1 as Suarez comes forwards once again. Swits it over to King. We're lucky that we don't concede a third there, but we have just lost to Bournemouth.
Well, given their status in the match, Alan, clearly underdogs, and they'll be pretty happy with the way they played.
I think so. Yeah, they can take.
Bournemouth stepped up there and really outshined. I think stat-wise, we're certainly going to have the better favoured stats. If we look, 8 shots, 4 on target. Bournemouth having 7 shots, 6 on target. So Bournemouth were certainly more consistent. They had 2 more shots on target and they had 1 less shot. So, do you know what? Eddie Howe and his team probably deserved the win. Unfortunately, though, I did know that Chelsea were 2-0 up against Everton, which means the gap may well have just closed. And we may not have that 5-gap lead anymore. We will now get into the post-match interview and see what the media have to say.
Just a moment of your time.
Yeah, Chelsea beat Everton 3-0, which is a big problem. So let's skip the question. What are your thoughts? What are the thoughts on what? Luckily enough, I did get a little bit of a glimpse there. It was about us. We've just lost for the first time in the Premier League. It was good while it lasted. It was bound to happen eventually. We should have kept it going. It was bound to happen eventually. To go all season without losing a game. It's funny that literally the latest patch, the latest updates just come out and we got done over. Unfortunately, for your team, Bournemouth managed to score the winning during the last minute. Yeah, it would have been a draw and we wouldn't have screwed up. How come Bournemouth scored the win in the last few minutes? We were just unlucky. Unacceptable to lose like this. They were the better team. Yeah, they were the better team. We're just seeing stat-wise they were the better team. So, to be fair play to Eddie on his team. Well, a disappointing result today. What went wrong in your opinion? Yeah, Bournemouth just played better. It's not like we played bad. We had some great chances. We just didn't bury them. Bobby Firmino, so he says they never seem to get out of second gear. Yeah, Bobby Firmino was stuck in reverse. He's really not scoring for us at the moment. And an unfortunate defeat, and our first defeat of the season to AFC Bournemouth, unfortunately. Let's go and look at what Dejan Lovren is saying or moaning about. Boss, I may not be the first name on the team sheet, but I feel I should be getting some more game time. Prove to me that you need to play, although he's probably going to play in the game up next against Napoli. What I'll do now, guys, do all the player development, advance all the way to the Napoli game, and then we'll have a little look at the lineup and hopefully bounce back and get a win over Napoli for our last time in the Champions League group stages. We currently sit 7 points clear of both PSG and Napoli, so regardless of PSG winning and Napoli winning, the most points they can get is 9. The most points we can finish on is 16, so we have absolutely smashed it in the Champions League. But let me sort out the player development, sort out the squad, and then we'll get into the simulated game against Napoli. So a really rotated team going out against Napoli. As you can see, we've really had to change up the team. Regardless of win, draw or lose, we are getting through to the knockout stages. So I thought realistically, we may as well play like Pedro Chiravella at CDM because it really doesn't matter on the result. Of course, we'd love to get the win, but if we don't get it, it's not the end of the world. But we're going with Sadio Mane out on the left wing, Divock Origi at striker, Shaqiri out on the right wing, Milner linking up with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in the central midfield. A little deeper, we got Pedro Chiravella in the central defensive midfield, and then Max Lovren, Vandenberg and Klein at the back, with Adrian between the sticks. Now, before we get into this game against Napoli, we will see what the media have to say. We will attend the press conference because it is the last game in the knockout stages. Hello to you as well.
You'll all get a turn.
Come on, fire away. Will we see more of Mane? Well, yeah, he's playing. Not impersonal, rotation is key, switching tactics. Yeah, it's not impersonal. But I mean, he's in the team, so that's a bit of a strange one. Is it maybe just because we dropped them then against Bournemouth? We probably need him. Last time Napoli has lost with an incredible 4-0 to Liverpool. Your team performed as well. Yeah, we did beat them 4-0 last time. We'll see. Once a win, always a winner. So, yeah, we will see. Because I'm not playing the game, so I can't be 100% sure with the lineup we're putting out. We're going to beat them well, 4-0. On paper, it looks like Napoli and Liverpool are similar teams of ability. How you approach this match? We have to make changes, focus on playing well. We must not underestimate Napoli. Yeah, we won't underestimate Napoli, especially because we've only just played 2 days ago. Napoli probably haven't, so they're probably going to be putting out a much stronger team than what we are. Plus, they're fighting right now, PSG, for that second position spot. If Napoli beat us and PSG lose or draw, Napoli go through. If PSG win and we draw or win against Napoli, then of course PSG go through. But let's go ahead and get into the simulated game. We're certainly playing a rotated team. The last 3 games in the Champions League, they drew to PSG, they drew again to PSG 1-1, and then they beat St. Pat's in their last game 3-0. Let's advance. Unfortunately, we don't get the minute-by-minute updates. Just going to jump straight to the scoreline, and we lose 4-1. Wow. So we start off great by scoring in the 27th minute with Sadio Mane. In the same minute, pretty much by the looks of it from kickoff, Dries Mertens goes and scores for Napoli, bringing it back to 1-1 within the same minute, which doesn't make too much sense. Verdi then come off for Malcute. Fabian then scored in the 51st minute for Napoli, taking it to 2-1. Henderson come on for Pedro Chiravella in the 57th. Ewens then come on for Zielinski in the 69th for Napoli. Robertson on for Vandenberg at centre-back. I have no idea why that happened. Mertens then goes to score his second, gets a brace, making it 4-1 in the 79th minute. And then Adrian, our keeper, we have seriously struggled with bad injuries this season. Adrian picks up an injury in the 87th minute. Hopefully it's not too serious because he is our backup keeper. We don't really have any other options after him, so fingers crossed it's not a serious injury. Well, we need to stop this ball rolling down the hill. A loss 2-1 to Bournemouth and then a loss 4-1 to Napoli. Hopefully, by us playing this game at home against Watford, the home fans behind us and pumped for it, thinking we're going to score a load of goals, and it'd be the best opportunity for us to go out and score a load of goals to bounce back at the end of today's episode, because not all is grim, dark and cloudy. Because Chelsea have played their 16th game, we still have 3 points between them, which means if we do beat Watford, we'd move up 6 points clear of Chelsea. We'd move up to 38 points. They would be on 32. We've got a 6-point gap, but we started today's episode with a 5-point gap. It's a shame we didn't beat Bournemouth or even get a draw, because that gap would have been even bigger. But before we get into the lineup against Watford, we have got a few emails over at the office that we will look at. So we've had some tournament prize money in 27.85 million. Happy days. The senior physiotherapist has said Adrian has suffered a torn quad. I don't even know how you pronounce that. A torn quad muscle. Is it like a bicep but a quadricep? Quadricep? Is that how you pronounce it? Quadricep? Anyway, he's torn his quad muscle and will be out for 8 weeks. 2 months. What a killer. Player chat, 2 texts. We've had Naby Keita. This up-and-coming game is crucial to our season. I feel great and think I'll do a much better job if you pick me over Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I'll consider it because I think Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is starting, but we still may give Naby Keita a run out in the second half. Van Dijk says I've been in pretty good form lately and I'm feeling well, so I hope you're not going to bench me for the game against Watford. He's now gone up to a 91 overall. There's bigger games ahead. I'll consider. Why isn't there an option to say you're in the team? I'll consider it. I mean, he's in the team. That's the issue. Van Dijk is already in the team. But let's go ahead and get into this game against Watford. I'm hoping for plenty of goals. I think we probably should dominate. They've got Danny Welbeck up top, so he's injury prone, that's for sure. But regardless, the lineup we are putting out is Sadio Mane out on the left wing, Bobby Firmino striker, Salah out on the right wing, Gino Wijnaldum and the Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain linking up in the central midfield, Jordan Henderson a little deeper in the central defensive midfield, and then Robertson, Van Dijk, Matip and Trent at the back with Alisson between the sticks. What I am going to do though, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to swap Van Dijk, who has the captain's armband, to Henderson. They will bring Naby Keita on now. I'll save Naby Keita for the second half. But regardless, Watford coming to Anfield. We need to bounce back. We need a win. We need to push this gap back and above the 5 points we started today's episode with and hopefully get it to 6 points. Come on, lads. This is the game in front of the home fans. We have to bounce back. We've been absolutely appalling in this episode today. 2-1 loss to Bournemouth. Shouldn't happen. We give it away at the end. And then a 4-1 over Napoli. I'm pretty sure the heads will have dropped, although we did play a different team against Napoli than we are right now. But as Bobby Firmino gets us kicked off in his first half, let's get it underway And hopefully we can get the points against Watford. Ox going to lay it off to Gini. Straight up now to Bobby Firmino. Who's going to take a touch and swing that in behind now for Sadio Mane. Mane's gone here. Mane is gone. Referee! Pretty sure he got Mane before the ball there. What's going on? Let's see, Met. Let's take the ball off him if we can. Take it off him. Good lad, Gini. Let's go, Ox. Let's go, Ox. Good lad. Here's Trent. Oh, look at this skill. Beautiful. Here comes Van Dijk now. No messing around when Van Dijk comes in.
Splendid goal here. Oh, it's an offside decision.
Oh, it's offside. Oh, the relief when that was offside. What is Alisson doing? Why isn't he just catching that ball? He is just offside there. Why didn't Alisson catch the ball? That could have been crucial, and we could be 1-0 down there. Right, over now into Bobby Firmino. Nicely done, Bobby. Still going. Going to go through there to Mane. We're not going to get the opportunity of having another attack there. The referee is going to blow his half-time whistle at Anfield. A very, very poor half once again. Yeah, you've screwed me doing this update because I'm really, really struggling. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do other than keep playing. I am going to take Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain off for Naby Keita though. And I think that is going to be the only change. I think bringing Naby on just for the simple fresh legs. He does the same job as Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Just think fresh legs in the midfield. We need that to be constantly pushing forward. Bobby Firmino playing very poorly once again as we get into this second half with Watford kicking us off. Henderson lays it off now. There we go. Go on. Wait for Mo Salah now. Mo Salah through. Get on to his left. Mo Salah! 1-0! Finally. Been waiting a while for that one. But finally, our Egyptian king Mo Salah scores. I felt like it was only time, but a great ball there from Gini. Through to Mo Salah, onto his stronger left foot. And he places that in the top left corner. Well done, Mo Salah. And finally, we take the lead over Watford. I thought this was going to be a 3 or 4-0, although there's still plenty of time. Up to Bobby. Bobby now going to try and drop the shoulder and get round as man. He's done very well there. Bobby Firmino. Going to slide it in. I don't know why I've done that. There's Capu. Great. Nicely done. Great deception there. Mo Salah playing it out now. We've lost the ball, unfortunately. Let's get in there.
Well, that's an absolutely stunning strike.
I cannot believe he took that on Martin. It stunned me, and it certainly stunned the keeper.
Well, they'll be showing that over and over again.
How is Gray scoring from there?
See that coming, nor did the goalkeeper.
What a goal. What a goal. Look at this. Wow. That was a sweet strike. There's not much you can say about that in the 69th minute. Looking for Trent, who's going to take the ball back off and go in now to Naby Keita. Flicked over the top to Bobby Firmino. I'm going to try and take this on the volley. Great strike there from Bobby Firmino. But Ben Foster was all over that one to get a foot to it. And it was offside. To Gini Wijnaldum, who's now coming forwards. Fans trying to get behind everyone here. Let's go back into Gini. Nicely done, Gini. Who's going to turn his man. Gini Wijnaldum through on goal. Big save. Shidan Shaqiri's trying to follow up. We're not going to get that final shot off. The referee is going to blow for full time. That's if Watford don't score here. Don't let them put the ball in. Trent ball coming in. Van Dijk's there. Let's get rid of it. The referee going to blow his whistle. No. Yeah, he does. We draw 1-1 with Watford.
And it's all square. There we are, that's the final score, and it's finished level. They've got a point apiece.
The fans won't be happy with that result, and me as the manager, I am absolutely distraught.
Well, here's one of the better performers today, Alan. What did you make of him?
I mean, Gray's goal was one of them. It was a once-a-season thing that you see. One player just steps up and just bangs it. That was ridiculous. Why Alisson didn't grab that ball, I have no idea. But I mean, look at that. Stat-wise, we were a lot more clinical. They only had a 37% shot accuracy. We had 83. We should be burying more than them. That was a... If I get asked questions now in the post-match interview about was that a poor game, even though it's going to drop the team morale, I'm just going to say how it is, because that shouldn't be happening. We shouldn't be drawing to Watford. The goal was lucky, and we should be getting a comfortable win there. And we don't. And it's frustrating because in today's episode we've lost and drawn. And especially then with Chelsea just beating Bournemouth 3-0, at least that was the last highlight that I heard at 80 minutes, that they were 3-0 up. We can't afford to be dropping points, because now, I'm pretty sure Chelsea with that win, we had their 3-point gap, we're now only going to have a 1-point gap. this was a disappointing episode, and I can only apologise to you guys. But let's get into the post-match interview, see what the media have to say, and then I'm ready to end this episode, and hopefully we can bounce back on the next one. But let's get into the post-match interview. Fire away, questions.
For you.
Yeah. Most fans expected a victory today, as Liverpool is perceived as the better team. I agree. However, you only delivered a draw. What would you care to comment? Yes, they were the better team. No way. It's something to learn from. I don't believe in labels such as better and worse. Yeah, I don't believe in labels such as better and worse. I mean, for me, we've played against Watford. They scored a lucky goal. It's as simple as that. When the Watford equaliser came in the second half, they drove to get back in front. Yeah, we aimed to win each match. We didn't deserve to draw, that's for sure. Graves one of the best players. Yeah, he was. He scored a jammy goal. Concentrate on what we can do better. He's a real good player. Disappointed with the way we played. Yeah, concentrate on what we can do better. We certainly need to work on the training ground there. We're not clinical enough. We are clinical enough. We're having plenty of shots and shots on target. We're not putting enough of them in the back of the net, and that is where our front three are. That's what our front three are known for. They need to be scoring, and unfortunately, they're not. So let's take a look at the notifications. Let's see what's going on with the player chats. And Abikita, the result wasn't the one we wanted, but I'm pleased you decided to select me for the game. Not a problem. You inspire others. Yeah. Hey, Gath, I really appreciate you listening to me and let me get out there while I'm playing in form. Yeah. Influential performance. Yeah, we'll go with that. He did play well. Unfortunately, just the goal they scored was a little bit out of our hands. But regardless, guys, unfortunately today's episode wasn't a great one. Chelsea have now played their 17th game. We're still a game behind. We're still a point ahead. So we can push it back if we beat Everton for the first game in the next episode. We can push it back to 4 points clear. But it's still not great, the fact that Chelsea are still breathing down our necks. We end today's episode only 1 point clear, being top of the Premier League. Let's take a look at the games in the next episode. We've got Everton at home, so we'll definitely be playing that one. We then have West Ham away from home, and then Leicester also away. So I think we're going to go with an Everton getting played, because obviously it's the Liverpool derby. Leicester getting played, because I think Leicester are the more difficult team over West Ham. And then, of course, we will simulate the game over West Ham. There's still, unfortunately, a one-day rest in between the Leicester game and the Wolves game. Hopefully that will be changed by the time we get there, and one of those games, or one of those matches, will get moved to somewhere else. I'm thinking the Wolves game should probably get moved, because a one-day rest makes it very, very difficult. And then we move into the month of January. The transfer window opens. David Neres joins Liverpool to play out on that left wing, and we potentially look at bringing back, well, first of all, 3 players that are currently out on loan to play them for the rest of the season. But we will talk about that in the episode when the January transfer window opens, and that's when you guys will be voting whether we do it or not. But that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. And if you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below. If you're new around here, click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And I've been MassiveBrad. Peace out.